Hello! Today we are going to do a walkthrough of a Lenormand deck that I encountered a couple weeks ago at the Changing Times, Changing Worlds Metaphysical weekend. It's a really cool conference. It's in upstate New York. There's workshops, there's vendors, there's healing sessions, there's readers, there's all kinds of great opportunities to learn, and I was lucky enough to be in the exhibit hall right across from Tanya Pineda, who is the creator of this lovely little Lenormand deck called The Key is Me. And it comes with this little key that she actually suggests you use as a pendulum to go with your reading. So if you have questions about your reading or about a particular card, you can use the key to get clarification, which I love. So the card backs are really cool. I like them. And the stock is this awesome, like, coated, beautiful, they feel so good in your hands. So I'll start showing you the different cards. So, like I said, it's a Lenormand deck, so everything is, and apparently I shuffled this because things are not in order, so go me. So here are the cards we have, and I know that you have, typically with the Norman deck, you have cards that signify the person asking the question. So for that, she has Lady, Gent, and she also has this awesome Aligning Sacred Self card that I really like because it's a lot more inclusive, I think, than straight up gender lines, because hey, we all know not everyone fits neatly into those classifications. So I love that she included that other option. So first up we have Rider. And then we have Clover, Ship, House, Tree, Clouds, Snake, Crystal Skull, her interpretation of the Coffin card, Bouquet, Scythe, Whip, and I love that she's used the kitchen interpretation of that, Birds, Child, Fox, Bear. Look at him eating his honeycomb. His honey. That's so cute. Stars, Stork, Dog, Tower, Garden, Mountain, Path, Woodchuck / mice, Heart, Ring, Book, Letter, Gent, Lady. I think I picked those up. I had already put them down and then I picked them up again, so forgive me. Lily, Sun, Moon, Key, Fish, Anchor, and Cross. One of the things that I'm enjoying about this deck is the way that... Oh, and I did not mix in the Lady and Gent at the end. They're in there separately, which shows you how well I know Lenormand. Because the difference is between the querent and the people they're potentially interacting with, or messages from people bearing the messages. Again, it's a good thing I work with language. But one of the other things that I love about this deck is that in some cases she has taken the item that the card is typically about and put it in a different context. So, for example, like in the snake card, there's a whole story going on around the snake. Like it's this small part of the card, and the snake is in the bottle. He's in a different context. Or the if you look at the dog card, that's another good example where you've got this dog, but then there's all sorts of things going on around him. It's not just about the dog. Or with the tower, that she's chosen to do a building and a monument of that very traditional structure. And I think that's a really interesting choice. I like that some of the cards she has people in them. I like this path card. There's so much going on in there, and there's so much imagery, but it's not crammed. It's not all like crammed into this tiny little card. If that makes sense. She's got a good amount of information, but it's not overwhelming. If that helps. And then ring. Like this ring card is fascinating to me because I'm trying to understand this card. So this is one that I would need to sit with for a while because I'm not entirely sure that I'm getting everything out of it, but I just think it's really cool. Again, these cards feel fantastic in the hand. I really enjoy the colors. I know that the artist was initially concerned, and she's thinking, like rethinking the way the text that describes the card appears on it. I like it because I think that it's subtle, but you can still read it against the background. Like moon, you can clearly read the word moon, you know, key. In a couple of cards, it's a little bit harder, but I think with the Lenormand deck where everything is pretty clear and you know what you're looking for and what you're getting into, I think it's not as big a deal as it would be with a really abstract oracle deck where God only knows what the artist decided they wanted to draw. So beware of that. It's little. It's definitely, you know, little deck. And it comes in lovely little bag. I know she is considering different packaging options for it, but for now, that's what it comes in. And it's a really, I want to say it has a very sort of warm, nurturing, earthy feel to this deck. It's, I get that it's a deck that's going to be really straightforward and not sugarcoat things, but not, like, punch you in the face either. I mean, and we all know there are decks that do that, right? That you ask a question and it's like, hey, I am telling you this. And you're like, okay, I get it. I'll stop asking. I'll back away slowly. But, yeah, I think this deck is going to be more like, you know, that aunt that you really trust who's like, hey, what are you doing? You know, kind of know better than this, so talk to me about that. It's going to be a tough love, but in a gentle way sort of deck. So that, again, is The Key is Me, Lenormand.